The story is set in China. There lived an old widow and her son named Chen. The widow is well expertised in making brocades by her loom. She was well known for her finer brocades. She used to sell her handmade brocades in the market and spend them for their living. One fine day, she saw a beautiful painted scroll that hung in one of the stalls, and it is the Sun Palace. She decided to buy it for any cost and took it to her home and showed it to Chen. Chen gave her the idea to weave the picture and set up her loom and started to weave for weeks, barely stopping to eat or sleep. She didn't even get enough rest. One day, she finished it and showed it to Chen. The brocade was so real as they could feel the sky and the beautiful gardens. Just then, a sudden wind wiped through the cottage and carried out the brocade through the air. The old widow fainted away by seeing this, and once she opened her eyes, she asked her son to bring it back, and Chen accepted. He walked for weeks and came upon a lonely hut. An old leather-skinned woman was sitting by the door. Chen narrated the whole story to her and the purpose of being here. The woman said that the brocade has been sent to the palace by the wind and they are weaving it. She suggested Chen to take her horse to reach the palace and gave the instructions to him that he must pass through the flames of fiery mountain and not to make a single sound of complaint, as he might be burnt to ashes. After that, he must cross the icy sea, and the smallest word of discontent may make him to frozen solids. Chen took the horse and they reached the fire mountain. He could feel the fire sing in his skin. But he didn't even make a sound. Later he went through the icy sea. The waves showered him with ice, but his tongue didn't even say a word.
Finally, Chen reached the shore. He looked at the Sun Palace and got shocked because it is as same as her mother's brocade. He went inside the palace and noticed that there were dozens of fairies sitting and weaving the brocade. A beautiful lady named Lian welcomed Chen and asked the purpose of being here. Chen just amazed her beauty and he could only stare. He said that he came there for her mother's brocade and the fairy told her to wait as the fairies are weaving it. Meanwhile, Lian said Chen to take rest. One by one, the fairies finished and let off. Lian sighed and said that hers is good, but the widow's is still better and she wanted her to teach her. Then Lian had an idea with needle and thread. She embroidered a small image onto the widow's brocade, an image of herself on the palace steps. She softly said a spell. Chen woke up in the morning and rolled up his mother's brocade and jumped onto his house. He raced back to the icy sea and over fiery mountain. He reached home and her mother opened her eyes slowly and asked whether he bought the brocade or not. He showed the brocade to her mother. They went outside of the cottage and kept it on a rock. Just then a sudden wind came. The brocade rose slowly in the air and it grew larger and larger, and Chen was shocked as he saw the palace was large as he seen it and the lady was standing in the steps. Lian welcomed them. Chen holded her mother's hand and stepped forward. They went inside the palace and the fairies gathered around them and honored them. They asked the widow to teach them the secret of her craft work, and the widow happily accepted it. So the widow became the teacher to the fairies and Chen became husband to Lian, and they all lived in the Sun Palace, and the people say that there are no other brocades finer than the ones they weave at Sun Palace.